What's up, guys? Captain Steven coming at you. This time we're going to take it a little bit longer. We're going to spend a little bit more time yakking and whacking and chit-chatting. So, first off, a friend, Captain Jeff Page, he does the Florida Insider Fishing Report. Big name, Team Power Pole, Yamaha. He's with all the guys. Super great guy, really like him. He's having some health issues, so send a prayer up for him. I really like the guy. He's super nice. He's been helpful to me, and I grew up listening to him on the Florida Insider Fishing Report for a long time, so send a prayer up for him. All right, let's jump in. The fishing started out slow this week. We fished the morning rising tide on Monday with an awesome father-son. Great trip, but the bite was slow. We always managed to catch some fish, thank you Lord, but it was a grinder. We threw artificials, live bait. We were able to catch a couple, but after that, I decided we're going to fish the afternoon. So Tuesday, my son and I went out and got on a good bite, got some sheepshead. He actually caught all of our keepers that day. It was a lot of fun on fiddler crabs. And then yesterday, I had a stellar trip, my best trip I've ever had in March. Had a dad and a daughter and a son. Started out a little slow, and once the tide started falling, because we had that falling afternoon tide yesterday, the bite cranked up. We ended up catching over 50 reds and got our first bull red of the year, a 20-pounder on a Slim Swims. It was awesome. 15-pound leader. So we had the Slim Swims. We'll show you here. We had it rigged up on a trout eye from Ice Strike, and it's the little 3-inch. These are the bass, these are a bass bait, but they work awesome in saltwater. This is the Slam Shady color, and we just had this little guy rigged up like this on a jig head. All right, great trout bait, but also the redfish were smoking this thing. We were fishing a wind-blown bank, so in the afternoon you can hear the wind. The wind's ripping today, that's why we're not on the water, but in the afternoon the wind has been really kicking up, and so that is when I target the wind-blown bank. Okay, what that means is the bank where all the wind's blowing to, so it's really rough and wavy over there, but what you got to remember is that blows all the bait over there. Okay, so sometimes if you're not catching fish, you want to try the side that's out of the wind, and you also want to try the side that's in the wind. But anyway, great bite yesterday. Most of all the numbers came on live bait. Been throwing some shrimp and mud minnows and fiddler crabs this week. And yesterday we also had a major lunar period in the afternoon. So this is something I was talking to Ralph Phillips today. I was talking with him about this. I went to Ice Strike down in Charleston to load up. You can see all of our jig heads here. We got restocked on all my favorites. The 1/4 ounce Texas eyes, the trout eyes, and the swim bait eyes. But anyway, I was getting restocked for all of our charters coming up, and Ralph was there. Really like Ralph. He's an awesome dude. He's done a lot of stuff. But anyway, we were talking about fishing, and I was telling him how I love when the last 2 hours of the falling tide coincide with a major lunar period. And it's, when you got that, guys, it's pretty much, I mean, to me, it's a guarantee we're going to whack them. So anyway, take that as a big tip. And what I mean by that, here, we'll pull up the website real quick. Give me a second. Major, it's solunarforecast.com. I've talked about this in some of my seminars. So if you go back and watch our seminar video, when we did one with Hadrolls and Captain Nick, I talked about this in there. But you go right here, and it's right here, solunarforecast.com. Okay, you can kind of see it right there. You got your minor and your major. So today we got a major from 5 to 7 p.m. and that is when the sun and the moon are opposite. So when the moon is rising and setting, and when the moon is directly overhead or directly underfoot. So if you can time your fishing trips around a period and a good tide, it helps your odds. I'm not necessarily going to not go fishing because I don't have those things lined up right, but again, it helps. It helps you have more successful trips. So that said, fishing report, guys, I would stick with the falling tide. Thankfully, with our tide cycle, this next week coming up is going to be really good. We're going to have a nice falling tide during the day, because right now it's kind of in the late afternoon. But yeah, if I was going fishing tomorrow, I'm taking the day off tomorrow, but if I was fishing tomorrow, the morning, you know, we got a low tide rising, so I'd be looking for redfish first thing in the morning. Throw top water, work it really slow because the water temp is up in the 60s now. It's really nice and warm. And there's some menhaden that's starting to flick. So, you know, spring is definitely here. It's definitely setting in. Lord willing, these cold fronts that are super cold will stay away. I'm tired of them. I want to keep my flip-flops on. But yeah, guys, redfish, you know, early, and the trout are going to start coming up out of the deep water. We'll wait on this wind to go by. Hopefully it's not too bad on my camera here. Yeah, the trout, as that water rises and as that temperature is warming throughout the day, the trout are going to start coming out from the deep water and getting up shallow. So some of my friends are already starting to get them. We caught one trout yesterday, but more to come. I feel like this week coming up is going to be really good for trout. Just based on my journals, based on the temperature patterns that we got going on in the moon phases right now. So expect to see me posting a lot of trout. And yeah, guys, if you want to go fishing, get on our email list or shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or you can text me. We've got some openings in April. Would love to get you out there. Yeah, that's all I got this week. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, join the email list, and we'll see you back here next week. Captain Steve Flute Jr. signing out.